we're going to get started. So let's just read a couple of these messages. Martin, hopefully good. Yeah, it's a good ache, Howard. I'm not sure what a good ache is, but yeah, I guess aching's good. Right, let's get started. So we've had obviously a very, very good morning, very, very, very happy. So that is good. That's obviously what we like to have. We've had a tricky open, but we've been recovering pretty well. So NZD-JPY is one. It's very, very weak overall NZD, and excuse me, I just like where it is. All right. So, if we're having a look at this here, we've had this massive push up. We've had then this huge engulfing 4 hour candle here, but then obviously we've recovered well. So obviously this to me, pretty much where we've entered is, a good kind of potential, level, and then obviously this bottom level is a potential target here. We've obviously had a very, very active session. If you look at this, Asia, London has completely recovered. I have put this overall target here, but I do think we're probably realistic. If we could target this area here, I'll be pretty happy. So because yeah, it'd be very, very rare for us to have this clean consolidation. But as you can see, price is starting to consolidate here, and obviously these are little things you need to be looking out for. It's obviously struggling to break through this area. So if we're well clear, it's only a 25 pip stop loss, then we should see a nice tail off here, and that's what we want to see. So NZD JPY is one that we have entered, and obviously, still there is an entry there. If we're having a look at the dollar here, right? We've had a bit of a sell off here. This is obviously the 2 p.m. candle starting to really close. So let's wait and see. I don't feel there's a ton of support here. I do think we could come up and target this 98,500. If that happens, there is another one that I'm looking out for, which is Euro USD here, right? Really, really, like this. Obviously, again, we want to, be. I'm trying to obviously, show everyone the best ways of obviously looking at trend here. Oh, sorry, someone just started to join. So you could argue that there's a nice little channel here, right? We were trending to the downside here. We've broken out of that. All right. So we've broken out. We're obviously, nothing really major. If we're marking this up, this is our low, equal low. We're obviously making, a new kind of high here. So structure has changed. So what I would want to see happen here, right? And let me just get rid of these. Oh, I'm gonna do this. There we go, because we all like a nice tidy chart. So there'd be obviously a couple of conferences, right now we've got a weaker dollar, right? We can use the indirect correlation with euro and the dollar. If dollar is weaker because euro USD is the most traded pair, then we're obviously going to see a swing in euros direction. So this obviously would be one we could use correlation. I probably spelt it wrong, but it's fine. We've obviously broken out of I'm just going to put NY, New York Open, broken out of channel, broken EMA. All right, here's like five reasons, why we should be obviously taking this trade here. Yeah. So but we obviously want to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. If we're looking on the 4 hour, yes, it's looking like there's a potential, swing. And obviously we know that the overall trend is to the downside, but also I bet if we put a Fibonacci on this, we've completed the sequence we've targeted in this area. So it could be that we are going to now come back, could even argue that it's this one here, We could come back into this area. So let's wait and see what pans out with this, but we need a clean break. If this does not break above, then we're obviously not interested. And obviously we are looking for this on the 15-minute time frame here. So as it's looking here, we can probably tell the dollar doesn't obviously like this area here. It's tapping into, so this is what I mean. You've always got to be aware of everything. Um, Let's just have a quick look at gold here. We've obviously got some good levels here. I probably wouldn't even worry about this. The level I'd want to be worrying about is this Asian high here. All right, this Asian high. That will be one. London wouldn't really worry, and then obviously we've got the London high here, right? But ideally, I'd like to see price obviously coming into this kind of a area here. So that would be interesting. So let's wait and see what happens there. Everything else, if we're gonna obviously get these rejections, I broke down AUD, USD for everyone. We obviously saw what was happening, and obviously the overall trend, the overall reasons why, to enter. We've obviously broken through on a higher time frame here. We broke through this consolidation, we broke through this monthly. That was our target here, so obviously everyone should have been monitoring this, but obviously yes, this is one. If we do see this nice rejection, if we look at this on a 15-minute time frame, then yes, we could potentially see a nice push to the downside here. So something like this. Yeah. Right. Which is obviously, you can feel free to obviously go back and check it. I broke this down completely. But I do like the look of this one too, as an entry to obviously push to the downside if we get some nice dollar strength here. Um, sorry, USD JPY is trending to the upside. It's had a bit of a slower kind of start. Obviously, Asia it pushed up, massively. We've got this Asian support here. So this is obviously one thing we discussed too. If this holds, then we could see another push up to this next target, which is up here. So obviously that is one that I would hover on the cards there. So that would also be one. And then obviously NZD USD, because we know that NZD is relatively weak. Let's just obviously have a little look at how this is playing out here, where it is, what we need to be aware of. So let's mark this weekly level here. Let's just have a look on a monthly time frame. Nothing really is higher. So happy with the weekly. Let's just have a look on a daily as well. We've had a huge rejection from this today. Could we see this continue? We obviously like trend. We're obviously going with trend here. So yeah, let's obviously wait and see how this one plays out. But I don't like it as much as AUD USD, I must say. Let's have a look at our NZD trade. Still, this might be a very, very slow one, which we come out of because both of them are going to be relatively weak. And obviously, with a slightly stronger dollar, if this continues, then obviously we will naturally get a weaker NZD. Two others that might interest us. Euro AUD, GBP AUD. Probably not so much euro, but maybe pound. It's been pretty strong, but it's a bit of an inactive day. GBP NZD would be one. We caught this trade yesterday. Let's just have a look at this on a bit of a lower time frame. We've got a nice candle formation there. We've done exactly what we did yesterday and tested this low here. So if we get a slightly stronger dollar, let's have a look at the 15 minute and we obviously break out. Yes, I would be looking to take this up to this area again. So pretty much the same trade as what we had yesterday would be very, very Nice. So we're going to put GBP NZD on there as well. Let me just add some of these trades in. I'm just going to draw them out so everybody can see what we're up to here. That'll be one. So I'm going to put these in so everybody knows what we're looking for. Oh, let me just move this over here. There we go. Doo-doo. Right. Sorry, guys, you're just gonna have to bear with me for a minute while I put this in. There we go. Oh, come on. I'm like the least speediest trade idea provider out there, right? NZD. There we go. Trade setup. That's that one there. We also discussed NZD, which I'll put in. Potential USD JPY from this morning. So let me just put that in as well. Just move this out of the way because it's annoying me. There we go. Um, Try and find it here. There we go. Same setup as this morning on USD JPY. If we get some dollar strength. There we go. That was that one. And then the last but not least was AUD USD. But this is all based on whether we get some nice strength here. So let's just put this one in as well so everybody understands what is going on here. There we go. So we've got AUD USD as well. And again, guys, just take note of the process, of working everything out, making sure that obviously you understand, what is happening. That's obviously what we're trying to achieve here is you guys understanding the process behind everything. All right. The process, the reasons why, everything. Um, Hi Dan, how have you linked the trading account to TradingView? I don't link mine to TradingView. I haven't really even looked into it too much. I'd still obviously quite like trading from a mobile if I'm honest, or I've got obviously the platform version 2. You can just download MT4 or MT5 onto your laptop, and obviously then it will come up. So yeah, these are obviously what we are looking for here. Just a nice break, and then yeah, I can see these highs being hit. NZD, starting to pull back, which is good. USD JPY obviously starting to pump, which is good, and AUD USD as well starting to fall. So the main thing to monitor is the US dollar. We know we're either going to target this place or this place here. All right, this is going to be pro US dollar. This is going to be obviously negative US dollar. But due to how much we've been trending, I think we've had enough of a relief now on everything. So, we might see this continuation to the upside here. So yeah, does anyone have any questions? Any questions at all? Otherwise, we'll end it here, and obviously, yeah, we'll see how we get on this afternoon. So yeah, see how we get on. See if we can pull some money out of the markets again. But yeah, right. I'm gonna end it here. I hope everyone has a great afternoon. I'll obviously keep you guys updated. And yeah, let's smash it. Have a good one, guys.